Live at BFN le mosimane gape Polite Khumalo featuring the one and only Queen Monaheng. Bona re mo kae re mo gare gape re tshoseng ngata Bloemfontein, City of Roses. Ra e tshole kae? Ke stele mouth. Ke stele. A go re bolelle braka Zolile Mzili ke
Zolile ke ngwana yuan, like you said.
Yeah.
Ke ngwana yuan, I'm the only child into
your career before Ritsanama career ya gago ya borutwana, take us through your childhood. As a child, how did you grow up and what motivated you to become or to take part in the career that you've taken part in?
Untlong ke hotse le batho ba bangata le bula o tletse wa tseba Granny's house.
Yeah.
Everyone watla, although it's a blood related.
Sure.
So they went to you, so take it like a anyways. Then I decided to know Ricky Kingi education. That's when you apply, and then get you a foundation basis.
Okay.
Yeah.
What inspired you to work with the young infants? I'll put them like that, the young infants, to install knowledge in their minds and to make sure that you guide them throughout their baby stages until their teenage stages.
I cannot say the status I'm working for. So only one of my teachers, you know what? How many passion for something? You should go for it. Yeah. So
then you got to enroll go Tshwane University of Technology. Take us through the journey how for that past 5 years to 4 years that you spent at Tshwane University.
What's always it? January. I've never been to Portugal before.
Sure.
Yeah, so if they give them main campus, I give them main campus. Not knowing where they can be played with whatever but to send registration. Give it up. To make it to register.
Yeah.
You go to South Campus, social move. That day,
Evan,
I get to move to
how easy it takes to go guy.
I can become more, can take it like as a campus. We are getting the South Can I get no campus? When I get together, and do this person. And you do, come on, you can say I got
What's up, my thing?
That they get the move. I can be the one like you can register. To move the fellow to say click. But I give it a median to say, come and get to the channel to make the registration. I don't know. You don't know, sure. That's when I get the registration number. Then hello,
Okay.
yeah.
Then you took part in the Olympics for UK.
Yeah.
Take us through that as an exchange student.
Only Sebastian Co. I don't know if Sebastian Co. Inili Tia High. Inili Iran.
Sure.
No matter 4,000 meters.
Yeah.
So Inili Tia what I did international inspirations. Yeah. So what happened? I was doing it by the way.
Okay.
But what they came here, they came here around March 2011. Then born at the student city. Then May 2012. I got my with the and stuff. Then June. Then Karatamaya for 2 weeks.
Was it the first time for you to be on a plane?
It was my first time. Come on, I give up all sports.
Sure.
It was sports.
Ciao.
Come on, eat that food, na le batho ba UK ba tlang ka nna ho tsamaya le rona re tlo ya ka moo
Sure.
he monna ka ke le all rounder
Bona.
monna ke trainer le rugby ke trainer le bolo ke volleyball ke moo
O ipatla mo go tsone tsotlhe.
monna itse ha o mention we were 20
Oh yeah.
so then they had to back number to 10
Okay.
o tse moo monna re na le batho ba palang first team yes gela
Okay.
oh
Wena go se tshameke le first team.
ntate
O tsene because of
ke
this
tsene
thing.
monna palisa monyetla ntate palisa monyetla
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
monna hona ne le ke nngwe hona da shaming so ke ntse zigela no rata mphega le
Sharp.
monna itse ngwana ba bitsa ngwana a just mo re ga ba monna itse ba shaming ndo be ara
O shote.
ke teng no
By
manja
fire by force.
ntate
Then your name got called. How was the feeling?
monna ne se khone go thaba le go cause ana le mesane di ba tsamaya wa bo so o thabela ka pelo
Yeah.
and
Made it.
anyways magrizo na
Sharp.
ona le siko ka mo ka staff
Sure.
se se dilo kule na sa speaking
Sharp.
a wa mpo tsa re tsa ke go jane ke setse bone tlo thaba go jane ke setse tlo thaba
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Then tell us, you got to UK at the Olympics. What was the main specific thing or the main purpose for you guys to go that side to attend the Olympics?
Emily, Nigeria, like I said, something cool. Emily, Nigeria, it's like foundation here.
Sure.
So, it's going to say, oh, so was selected. See, we are very good at sports.
Limnad. Limnad.
Wow. So,
Oh, yeah.
kind of, it's going to say, on a selected, it's going to select Berita. Take it out, well, I can't like by say we go but first team this game. So we make it a strike.
Okay.
Boy, daddy.
Bona.
Ha.
Para za Mungu hata
So what's that? Until we maintain the area, yes,
So you've represented Africa.
Yeah.
Not South Africa as a
Not
whole.
South Africa.
Africa as a whole. Let me be a very loose man happy like Puruma featuring the one and only Queen Monahin. Bona 600 Ginziliane. Mr. Mzili. Bona, Hotman Kimato Komplele. You mentioned one of the teachers that became a mentor to you while a young age until you get to this profession of teaching. Take us through the journey between you and that person. Oh yeah.
I feel high school in the old Alam push over the UK.
Sure.
Then primary school it was measurements.
Yeah.
Measurements. Oh, very emotional.
I want to understand your relationship between you and them. How they made an impact in your life and how they supported you throughout everything that you wanted to achieve.
Then high school, officially 2010. Yeah, that Mr. D.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Munno wata munno ne ta. Ina katla sai ke tala gele ke mutum ne sai. Amela, can make you do something. All I encourage you to ba. Can you be fan of like every day. Una push out. Then I get some 3D. I get a big principal. I get a teacher. I don't teach out.
Sure.
So, I'm free. I get that now. I give one exam. Maybe do the principal. Mr. Pool.
On the same table.
That day, haha.
Okay.
So, I'm a little bit discipline.
Yeah. So when basically a lot of people that took part in your life are the people that wanted to see you you are today.
Yeah.
So they made a huge impact to you. Take us through the journey, Yahore. Then you get to be enrolled after 4 to 5 years.
4 years,
Go, 4 years.
It's kind of 5 years. I mean, I pass. I get my distinction.
Oh,
yeah. 4 years. 4 years.
Oh, yeah, straight up. take us through the journey how we can pass the lifestyle that you lived. We can pass. Take us through Mzili. We can pass.
Hi. I go blend. I get first year. I do like off campus. I give love campus more. Yeah. I get to move to the Macas. I didn't class first trimester. There was a 12 and down. Boy. No. And mind you, I'm going to Guarana.
Oh yeah, the little spirit, yeah.
Manna, let's get around and like a sport. That dinner I get over the Michigan. So 2015 when I moved to this. I did this. Jania, Umanakiana, if I get a jola. So I did a campus. So you listen. But you want to have a distinction. Yeah. Few single. So I get a true middle. So Majita meditated. Melebana, what business management. So when I'm gonna get out the pass. But I'm busy with so okay, maybe I'm too. Then Begita's game. Begita is getting more Lucas Pananti. Yeah, 100%. Okay, for practical, see. And you know something. This one I'm going to get a first day. Or I'm number high. Because it's a rare for our T80 foundation.
Sure.
Yeah. Ultimate skill. Nearly 50. Majida. Go to a 4th year, go to a first year, go to a 4th year. I counter Majida is a class in the left.
Sure.
So it's a rare for our T80 foundation system. So God have more women. What I want to know, then in that foundation. That's how I go.
As a teacher, while we're celebrating Teachers Month, do you think teachers in South Africa they're getting credit as much as they're supposed to get?
Our feet credit hence everyone about know, but it's another I get it. They are more honored than professionally. So we are free credit. Let's be how you can't even shout it. You shout
might lose your license for that.
That it.
Yeah.
You walk. It's not what you walk. How can you wait up with the next? So this some of the things that I'm over. But what's about having in an education? Because how misery awaits. How put it?
Sure. Tell us, what are you saying that the support and the pressure between your personal life and wanting to mold the young ones?
Whatever ntho ene ya hore wa tseba hore ke bana then o etsa dintho in a certain way ya hore le bona anyways ke dula e reng expand mo le ho tseng ona le ntho tse di sa kgoneng ho etsa ke kgone ho tsamaya ke tshwere la ke theoha koloi ke seta eng baneng so e ba challenging ya hore ka monna ntho tse ding e bona ke kgone ho tsamaya le media ke ntho e ba ntho ena hore e monna ke eng ha re le ya hore so e ba ntho ena hore monna ona tsamaya le mamma kapa o bone titjhere a fasitse
ke qetelo ke tshela
so e ba challenging ha kgone ho ba wena.
Tell us then, what's your take when it comes to this thing of seeing a person on your caliber with the same profession a data ngwana monyane kapa ngwana ile go ba mo ruta ka mafisa? What's your take?
It's a serious misconduct. Section 17 says that I can no bana ba se so ba bang ngwana wa ba motenta aba so it's a negotiation our tamela.
What's your advice to those young ones that want to take education as a profession and would like to the high school or tertiary levels or TVET levels, and they get that sign those signs of being persuaded for the money? How should they deal with it?
Can I put it over? There's a difference here. Only higher, the only mistakes, and only when you're a teacher, how teaching the first part. Yeah, people my age, how to Mutuna like she's a mind. So can I education we got? Yeah, can I education? Because once we say no. There's a medical center one we go. Medical clinic.
Oh yeah.
Once again, it's not the shame.
Tell me, seeing the young ones every day saying that and that this and that they go on TV and that they are getting a bed. How's that feeling? How's that feeling? An everyday feeling.
So, que jump fast there as na mina kwa moment sasa. Bana hukula. Bana hukula swa.
Bana ba hukula.
Uma mafela ha ka me e mega pela ta fule ka mo. Ba tla tla
mo pela haora.
Na go mo be di khathalile.
Yes.
Bana ya waga ke tla tsa lwa.
Ke makgabunyana.
Anyways, what's up with that? Zulu, Zulu, yeah, blocking bawon.
Yeah.
But I get that. Babona.
Sure.
That take a shy at you know. What am I like to love to? Bua Lebana. I shall be one. Sure. Oh, that's all.
Corporal punishment to a buy.
Bua.
Sure.
So, but I can see, I can make it at least in a general, discipline, how Amy was a Saturday, who came on so am I upon an cannot even. It's all right.
For a kid that's starting to want to reckon or to realize which career path they should obtain, what would be your word of motivation to those kids?
I don't know. No, Spanish has been. Come here, it's a joke when I'm away. It's Spanish. How many people are doing high get it? It's a it's a cafe. I'll get each other. Only, but you want to take each other to there are a lot of teachers who know about a spy, spy. So it's a into an interview. Yeah. I wanna choose any career, but it's a show.
It's teachers' money. As a young teacher, okay, encourage baholo ba ile gore ba teng ka mogare ga education. Okay, encourage gore baholo ka mogare ga education. Should they step down? Should they give us a chance? What's your word of encouragement towards Bona? They served their time. Yeah.
You should put down this anymore. No, I tell her. I get on a something and say, I think it's a gazette too. Once you reach at 55, I want to do that. Oh, have I ever know what to do? But I know what to do. I don't know what to do. But 60. When I let what to happen, I spend. Oh, means anything. No one among the hard. So give to you, put a bonnet. When I live on 195, essentially almost in name. My driver went into it. As a spy. Auto spanner, Albuquerque. So, but when I'm a okay. No, I want to do a database. Come again, database. How to be it?
What's that database? Everybody's crying about that database thing. What's that database?
What's that? After graduating, you said you took out the state office, then about the database, they give you the database.
Featuring the one and ugly kid with the head. Because once again, I'm Zili, all the way from Valcombona. I want you to tell me, as a teacher, what's the worst moment that you've ever had at work?
When I mental. I get a teacher with the situation with the give to that.
Sure.
So 2020 COVID that they but issue. In a way after familiar, I had to so so Spanish part. Spanish part. What do you want? When I look at our team, my hotel sailor.
Tell me, who's that worst colleague that... Okay, take the worst colleague. The most annoying colleague that you have at work.
Oh, hi, on record. On record. Oh, Just to think of her,
Bona. Yeah. Oh, irritate them at all.
Re kopana lobby so.
Tshwere dibuka ka mo tshwere dibuka ka.
Kopa re tlolla re motho. Motho.
Life at BFM was one of the blind Buddha picture in the world. Queen Munaheg, Bona Chalamana, we can have him Zili. After Mzili, can I question that lesson from Zili Fella? Melokore, Kemolebo Tata, Ratalokore, as life at BFN, happy Teachers Month. May you continue and to change the young child, the young black child's mindset. And in order for them to succeed, in order for them to be the future of tomorrow. I have one last question for you. My last question is, when are the generation able to have 2K?
I can get a question now. I was a honor getting a 2K. To get a question now.
Okay, my question is, do you think the generation Yama 2K would succeed or would bring change in the economy?
Definitely what you're saying. Give force.
Born.
But never wait until I want to something way. Yeah. So give it to but by appreciable. Yeah. But then the goals. Then like Mama mananchisi Mna sa khona no yetsa no bua ka 2000 ke sotsa ma 2000 nana di 000 nana I didn't know the 000
That was Mr. Zili all the way from Honey Park Primary in Falcom. Bona, for extra. Which subjects do you major on?
Foundation phase.
That's it.
IFAL, Sesotho, which is home language, maths and life science.
Bona, if ever there's that one kid when it comes to mental mathematics, when it comes to spelling bee or debate, where can they get you?
I'm on Facebook. I'm also on Twitter at the best welcome. Instagram, I am Zuli.
Oh yeah.
So,
but I'm talking. Or else go honey. Born.
It's a weekend.
It's a weekend. Maybe the event was better half and like to do the one and ugly quick Munahing. Born at Tanamana, Naganalena must have Zili all the way from Honey Park, Wafel Como. Salut!
You are live with Queen Munahing on Live at BFM with Ms. Manakhabe Blythe Budumo.
Dumela kind of talker.
Dumela.
How we keep it. Today I'm a bit.
Nah, it's fine.
Niki kopa go jwetsa a bit more about yourself.
I think more has been said. Like enough has been said about
myself.
Myself.
Okay.
Because actually, I'm a very outspoken person, but I'm very shy about talking about myself.
Okay.
So I think the reason why I was put to compete at the NTAs, it was for me to actually get that platform, for me to actually talk about myself. Because most of the people will always talk about me like I have CAT teachers at my workplace. They're teaching computer application and technology. I'm always helpful to them, and they're always giving me praises and all that. And to me, it's always uncomfortable. So they actually enrolled me for the NTAs this year again, so that I can go
get
there,
used to
to talking
telling
about
people
myself,
about your profile. Yes, because it's quite an impressive profile. You should be proud and more comfortable in expressing Yes, so I'm glad that you have colleagues that are able to encourage you in that manner as well. To say that, and tell people, it's other people that get to tell your story. You as well get to tell your story the way that you want it to be told. Yes. So tell me, what inspired your artistic side as growing up?
crazy people that you would call crazy.
Okay.
Because I think when I started learning my first sculpture or working with form, like 3D stuff, because I don't know when did I start drawing, because I remember my uncle had this piece of my script from when they started to enroll me in 1993 so that I can go and start schooling.
Okay.
And then I couldn't go through because instead of me writing, I started creating faces with those in those spaces after I got a pen. So I lost my schooling that time. So I went back to preschool. But what inspired me to become an artist more was crazy people, because there was a day that my grandma left me. She was going to town.
Okay.
So I was raised differently. My grandmother didn't want to expose me into things that will make me tend to be a criminal or get tempted to be a criminal. So every time when she go to town, like Onale Batho ba rekisang dinkuda, like next to our town.
Yeah.
So she would leave me there and then she would go to town alone. And then she would tell me, don't mingle with these crazy people here. Watch who you mingle with. At least stay with those guys who are selling the sheep and all that.
Yes.
But me, I was different.
You're drawn to those people.
Yeah, the first person who said, come and take a shade with me was a crazy person.
Okay.
And then I was there, and then those people who were passing, they were like, like, what are you doing there? And then that guy said I should chop papers. I looked for small newspapers, and then I chopped them, and then we put them in a container, I painted that, and then he put water in there, and then he took a small, maybe it's a makumane, it's a sip, like small pieces of soap.
Oh, soap, okay.
Yeah. And then we put it in that mix of water, and then he started making a clay pot out of that, and it's just mix of paper and water and soap. So I started learning paper mache, and I didn't even know it was paper mache, but I was very young at that time.
Yes.
But I started being inspired to work with crazy people because they were more creative to me than crazy. So I spent most of my time with them, learning from them, and then
that's where your passion.
Yeah, but it was secret because I didn't want my family to know that I was saying everything.
Now the secret is out. The secret is out. Okay, tell me, as a child, did you know that you wanted to become a teacher, or did you have another career in mind?
I think I am what I'm supposed to be, not what I wanted to be.
Purpose driven more than aspiration driven. Yes.
Yeah, because I've been an artist all of my life. I don't know what else to become, and then I discovered that I can teach people how to become artists as well. And I see people having that random art classes and all that, but they don't understand what are you supposed to teach somebody to become an artist. So I think I was 12 when I started having my first art class, and the first people that I taught, I didn't teach them how to hold a pencil or anything. I taught them how to look, like how to use their eye.
Okay.
Even now when I teach you how to become an artist, I'll teach you that first, because that's what matters, nothing else. You can't use your hand if you can't use your eye properly. If your eye cannot see, then you can't do anything as an artist.
That's deep.
So,
yes.
And then learning to work with people with different disabilities or with different abilities.
Yes.
It actually inspired me to actually learn and want to learn more on how am I going to work with them, how am I going to learn from them, because I don't like to teach people without learning from them.
Yes.
If I can't learn from you, then I think our relationship is going to be short.
Yeah.
So I'm inspired by that.
Wow. I learned from you, then you learn from me. That's the kind of relationship that you want, a balanced kind of relationship. Okay, that's nice. So you're telling me that initially you did not know that you're going to find yourself becoming a teacher yourself through your passion and through what you, I would say it naturally came to you, because you're telling me that your talent, you find it when your grandmother used to live at the corner, then that's where you found your passion. So that brings us back to something that we learned during the week as Life at BFN at Young Giant Seminar, that you should be purpose driven more than anything. Then that's where you're going to find your purpose. So exactly what you just said just solidified what we learned. Okay, so tell me, in 2008, the house fire, right, in Bethlehem. Tell me about that, and tell me about you having to put that behind you and going to school.
I didn't expect you to ask me about that. I thought I was gonna pass that, but anyways, it's fine. I think it was kind of messed up, right? Because losing your home at the beginning of what you really want. Because I think 2008 I started at CUT, right? And nobody was supporting my dream. It was only my grandma and my mother, and then the rest of the family members thought I was crazy to think I'm going to be an artist and make money. Like there was no money there, but I love it. I know how am I going to make money with that, but other people don't. So I was told to quit varsity immediately after the house burn, because it was at the end of 2008, the first time when I started getting a taste of being in a normal art class, like yeah, being with artists and all that. And then I'm told that I'm supposed to go back home and never come back. So I was like, I'm going to do like the most risky thing with my life, and I think I have more time on earth because I was still young at that time, and I'm always at good health, so I believed in that. So I went back to CUT, and then I made that financial exclusion thing. And then every time there were those politician guys singing, hey, down with the fees and all that, I would subliminally support their cause, because it wasn't easy for me. Even now, I can't support any politics because my mind doesn't work like that. I'm not wired like that. I don't understand politics. I don't even feel like they make sense to me.
Okay.
So, but at that time, I saw an opportunity in what the politics was actually
What
doing
doing.
for me to get an opportunity to get what I want. So I was there. When they wanted T-shirts, I was like, I know who can print. You want flag? I can do it. Like, so I started even selling some of my paintings,
So,
painting like those political leaders to some
Yeah.
of the people who were more inspired.
Yeah.
And then it helped me to actually keep being able to pay for that enrollment fee
Wow.
while I don't pay for the rest of their course fees.
Wow.
You understand? And I had to like sell some of my favorite paintings, and that's why it hurts me thinking about when my house got burned down, because even now CUT has possession of my number one painting that I could never have sold to anybody, and I had to sell it so that I can get enrolled.
wow.
Yeah,
You had
and
to sell it to the
to the
university
faculty.
itself.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us about that paint. What's that painting all about?
Yeah. The painting is complicated.
Okay.
The painting is, I could say, it's spiritual. It's like my growth. It's me. Because there I portrayed myself as an angel, right?
Okay.
And at that time my mind was so revolutionary. I was more concerned about racial matters. Where do we come from? Why is the other race more superior than the other?
other
Like,
one.
why is everything happening, and why was I born at the poor family? Like, so those things, they actually inspired my painting, because I called it the last song. I portrayed myself as an angel, right? A baby angel.
Yes.
But the face was kind of old. It looked like me with beard and all that. But the body was young. And then my face was turning into bricks and actually falling apart. And then I was playing a violin, and then that violin was actually sharp, and then it was killing the other race and different races that were more violent
Okay.
toward the development of
Wow.
a black person. So
Wow.
it was it is still a deep painting to me,
Wow.
and I know I can't get it back.
Even you explaining the painting itself just gave me goosebumps.
Yeah.
You just explaining the painting itself just gave me goosebumps. Okay. You finish your studies at CUT, right? Then it's time for your practicals in Botshabelo, right? And that's where you start sponsoring the school with your talents. Tell us about that.
Okay, I didn't sponsor the Botshabelo school with my talent.
Okay.
When I went to Botshabelo, because
Okay.
I was doing my practicals and they had matric there, and then it's art.
Okay.
In art, you're supposed to be conceptual in order for you to pass, right?
Yes.
So I discovered that kids there, they were not conceptual, they were just creative,
Okay.
and I had to risk what I have and give it to them. All of my ideas, like the way that I would work on my paintings, I had to share it with them so that they can become artists. So that's all I did. And then after moving from Betabelo and going to Bartimia,
Okay.
that's when I really sponsored a lot of kids. But even though before I even go to the Bartimia part,
Yes.
when I left Betabelo, I was jobless, right?
Yes.
And then I was working with Q Boy from Lesedi FM, right?
Okay.
We were doing music because I produce music.
As well. Okay.
Yeah. So I was producing him and other artists from Bethlehem, Mahana Puso group. Yeah, so we were making like our local hip hop thing.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, I had a passion for people with disabilities because my mom did sign language at some point. She's a nurse, but she did sign language at some point.
Yes.
So it sparked my interest in people who are deaf. How can I do something along with them and whatever? So it was difficult. So I met Ndate Chabalala from the Department of is it arts and what
Sports,
art
arts,
and culture, yeah.
yes.
So after meeting Ndate Chabalala, I started sponsoring them with my skills because I had good cameras and I wanted to help them as much as I could. So I would take artists there like this, like artists with disability, people who
Okay.
wanted to rap, people who wanted to do jazz. I would
Yeah.
accommodate them in my studio, so they would come to my studio and record, and then I would just take pictures and help them to write proposals for them to get sponsors,
Wow.
so that we can have an event. There was an event that they did, the disability event that they did at the stadium. I helped them with all the proposals. Me and Zwaki. Zwaki is now working at the CDFM now.
Okay.
Yeah, we're working all together there to help people with disability to
Wow.
achieve something. And then while I was still busy there, I had a contract that took me to Bartimea for 4 months. And then when I went to Bartimea, it was, oh, now I meet these people like firsthand. And then I worked there. I helped the school with computer problems because they had computer issues
Yeah.
at some point. So I helped them, and then the school find a liking in me. And then I left because my contract was over. And then I went back to Bundate Chabalala, working with Q Boy. And then I met Mulimi. Mulimi came to my I used to stay in Silver City, Mapisa. So Mulimi came to me and shot a music video of his song at my place. I don't know how do I meet all these people though. It's so amazing. I meet a whole lot of people. So yeah, he came and shot a music video there, and then most of the people started to have a liking of working in me with most of the things. So when I had problems with Bon Tate Chabalala, where they needed sponsors, I could contact most of the people to come and help. Right. So the other time we were going to Bartimea School I think we were going to sponsor there. Yeah, Bon Tate Chabalala went to sponsor and have a beauty contest for kids with albinism and all that. So I was supposed to help them with cameras and all. So when I got there, Mesuzi, who was the principal at that time, Mesuzi Muti, she saw me, and then I was a little bit dirty because I didn't have money. I was a little bit dirty with my camera there supporting whatever cause I'm supporting, and then she felt otherwise, and then she came to me and said, we still hunting for a teacher. I don't know what you have on your CV, but we need somebody to come and teach business. I know you are an artist, and even now I see you are in this art thing. Yeah, and then I was like, yeah, I also did business. And then she smiled and said, when am I gonna get your CV? And by surprise, I had my bag with me, and I had my CV. I was like, I always have this with me. Then she said, Monday, you're gonna have to come. And yeah, I finished the job that I was doing there with pride, knowing that I'm actually working where I'm supposed to be
working at this point.
So, yeah, and then my dream came true that Monday. I went there, and then I started working with the blind people because first I was working with the deaf, and then now I was working with the blind. I started developing a different passion, and it challenged me a lot because now my studio wasn't just a studio. It turned into a classroom
as well.
Because when I get home, I had to find ways to create notes for those kids so that they can be able to access the information. Because at that time, I didn't know Braille. Braille was like Chinese to me. It was dots. I was like, Bakadile bana bakadi dot. And then I would go to my colleagues and say, chat it. And then how do you teach a child, and then there's this loud machine and then about to send like information that you can't even see. Like, come on, these kids should learn how to use a computer. Then they said, try to introduce them to a computer. Yeah. So I was given that opportunity of introducing them to computers, even though they were introduced before, but now there was nobody who had like that kind of passion to reach to that level of using different softwares in order to do different things. Because even at this current moment, our computers cannot create graphs for blind people.
Yes.
There are computers that can do that, but they're expensive.
It's not just any general computer out there. Yeah.
But I found a way.
Okay.
There's 3D printing. So I bought a 3D printer.
Okay.
I bought a laser engraver.
Yes.
So that I can reach the blind kids.
Okay.
And while I was still busy with that, because I was teaching them business like for over 5 years, I stopped teaching business last year because I think at some point you reach your threshold with what you do. It start to become monotonous. I was always getting 100% with my learners teaching business studies, and I didn't have holidays. I didn't have a social life. I couldn't even work on my own music. I was focused on working with them. So I was like, how about for a change? I still benefit the learners, but more, not just 100% metric. How about I quit
you go beyond
teaching
that.
metric, and then there are other learners who need me and who are doing pre-vocational training, and there's no artist in there and they need art. There's nobody who's teaching them how to mix art and business so that they can benefit and have a
From
career.
art, yes.
So I talked to my principal, and then my principal agreed with my mission, and then she said, okay, we are taking you out of the FET phase. You are not going to teach grade 10, grade 11, and grade 12. You are going to teach grade 7 up to grade 9. And then you will teach the pre-vocational training learners, the deaf ones. Because I'm teaching the blind and the deaf. And I think I'm the only teacher who's doing that at my school. Most of the teachers are only teaching at one section or the other. So I'm teaching both sections.
Sides.
So teaching the pre-vocational training, you find learners who are mentally challenged, like heavily. They're taking medication, they cannot function in a class, so you have to find ways to make them function. And guess what?
Using your
I
art.
worked with crazy people when I grew up, so I don't see them as crazy. I see them as smart.
Wow.
So I'm able to tap into their level of thinking, because even my colleagues, they always say they're like, I'm always like crazy like that. I'm always running up and down with those learners and working, because when I'm having a class with blind learners, teaching them life orientation or creative arts, those deaf learners from the pre-vocational training, they are with me in class because they cannot function in other classes. If they need to go and do SUI, and it's a test, and they're supposed to do like the theory part, they don't want to write. But when it's me talking to them and putting them at the level whereby they can understand,
they're more than willing.
they are willing to write. So my HOD was able to see that, and she admired that about me and my work. And she's always supportive about every challenge that I'm facing, especially with them, and even personally, because it's not easy shifting from being yourself and being at a certain mindset and also dealing with the public afterwards. It's training, so you need support, and I'm getting support. My mom is also supporting me. People are saying I'm mama's baby because she called me every day.
As a mood,
but
as a mood, that's where you get your strength.
She's the best mom I've ever because she's concerned about my mental health. So it's a good support. And the other people who are also supporting me, like, and they're not aware that they're supporting me. I'm doing hip hop. The people who are doing rap with me, they are like my therapists, but they're not aware.
Wow.
I'm not used to writing songs. I'm a freestyle artist. I freestyled my whole album last year, and it was witnessed by most of the people who came while I was recording. And it was a good experience, like actually doing that in front of people watching you every time. But those people who actually come to me and watch me while I'm doing my sessions, freestyling and taking, everything out of my head and like that, they're actually helping me to actually cope, because I think this is mental disturbance at its best, but I'm coping with it because it's something I can live with.
Yeah. While listening to you, Claire, like guys, I'm busy getting goosebumps like throughout the conversation. While I'm listening to you, I'm busy piecing your life experience with your career path together. Because if Unosa Emma Stopo Morekiswandinku, you would have not known how to deal with people with mental issues, how to communicate with them, how to see beyond their disability. You seeing their inability within their disability, a talent on its own. And if Unosa Emma Konemo, Kamo Osina Yona that ability, Kamo Satsebe to deal with people that you're dealing with today. Because most of us come and complain and be like, you get the complaint and not allowing that those experiences as we grow. So stories as its own, people should listen to it. But realize, oh, you know what, everything that has been happening to me, whether it's good or bad, that Mudimu knows exactly what he is doing.
Yeah.
Shame. How to give a biography how or you use your talent, your passion, and you get to use it as a way your baruta as well. How do you incorporate art into your classroom, into you of lessons?
Okay, it's not only art.
Okay.
Let me start with just creativity, because I had to be creative to think of recording notes or recording a homework, because if I'm going to give a blind learner homework, I gotta record it. And if I need a blind learner to read something that is kind of long, I don't believe that their senses, their fingers, they're going to feel more comfortable. Even my eyes, like when I read,
too long,
you also feel tired.
Strange,
so just imagine if you are using different senses, they also get compromised at some point. And other learners are not good at Braille, because Braille is like learning scientific, mathematic, whatever, because it's dots and they are called by name. It's dot 1, dot 2, and their machine, it has limited buttons that you press when you are typing. It's about, I think it's 6, 7, yeah. It's 6 plus the space bar. Yeah. So to learn how to use that to make all those alphabets, it's complicated for somebody who just became blind at the age of 40. And then now he has to go back to school. So we also meet people like that, because our school always admits kids who are like in the middle of the year, actually, not who are kids who, like, from the middle of the year, like June, there will be a new child in your class, and you're supposed to teach that child. So you can just imagine, you have to use that creativity. So I use my creativity to make my work easy. From recording that, and then I learned that other ones have memory problems. So in order for them to have a good memory of my lessons, we start up a rap in class, and then we rap it. We rap a portion, and then they get used to it, and then they will be playing music, beats, because they download beats on YouTube and whatever. And some of them now they learned how to use Fruity Loops, even though they are blind. They are learners who are partially sighted, so they are able to change the contrast of their screens and use the computer to make their own beats and all that. So they are able to actually do what I can do in order for them to learn. Yeah. So that, and the apps as well, because my phone has so many apps. There's an app that I use. It's called Kibo.
It's called
Kibo.
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 Okay.
You can take a picture of a newspaper, and then it will capture that newspaper, turn it into a editable text on your phone, and then it will read it loud for you. So that's how I give my learners activities, so that they can be able to read newspapers and other things that other blind people cannot access. And then using my art, my background in art, it makes me a problem solver. So it's easy for me to teach learners dance because I'm teaching them dance and drama, and I've never been a dancer before. Yeah.
You learn as you go.
But I'm learning how to dance now
Yes.
with my learners, and I'm teaching them how to dance as well.
When that's all for you learn.
So
Yeah.
it's a crazy thing because some of them they're blind. So imagine
Yes.
teaching a blind person how to
How
dance,
to dance,
how to follow the
yes.
rhythm and the song,
Yes.
because it is possible to teach deaf people how to dance. Because I discovered also there's a way to introduce them to sound, and even naturally they have also adapted into that because bass bass is alive. I'm sorry to say that,
Yeah.
but sound is alive.
Yeah.
So when the bass plays, there's this vibration that even a deaf person can actually get it
See,
on their belly. So they are able to dance with the rhythm of
That
any
beat,
song,
yeah.
especially when it has bass. And then there are other deaf people who can hear high pitches.
Okay.
So they can only hear those the tweets and all that. So they can dance to those things, and people are not even aware of that. So yeah, and then
I was not even
and then there are
familiar with
people who are
that.
completely deaf who cannot hear tweets and anything, but the way that they follow the vibrations, they can be able to follow the music and dance.
Is it true, like, even if, like, because now I learned something, but those ones that are 100% deaf, they can't hear at all. If the speaker is on the floor and the bass is loud enough, with their shoes off, they're able to feel the vibrations as well
Even
under
without
the
the shoes off, like I just said,
yeah.
your belly,
Yeah.
like I don't know what to call this because it's things that I discover while I learn, right?
Okay.
And I enjoy doing so much research, and I test out with my kids at work.
Okay.
They are my favorite research partners. I wouldn't say
Yes.
guinea pigs
No,
or
research
whatever because
partners,
they are research
yes.
partners. They know
Yeah.
every time what I'm testing.
Yeah.
So there's a vibration that we feel here.
Okay.
I don't know how, but they
Just
feel
happens,
it.
yes.
Yeah, it happens. So they are able to feel it, not only on their feet.
Wow.
The speaker can be high up there, but
And
when
they
there's
still
sound
feel it.
and there's bass, they're going to feel it.
Wow. 2019 arrives,
Yeah.
and you are nominated for the Teachers Award. Tell us about that.
2019, I nominated myself out of curiosity
Yes.
and out of being broke,
Okay.
because I think that's when I started understanding like being a teacher, bruh.
Wow.
Hey, it's a difficult like career. You don't have money, like
Yeah.
it's broke. So I was like, here's an opportunity for me to get money. I think I can do this. And then I talked to my principal at that time, and then she was like, yo, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, why? And then she said, that thing is too much work. You're going to have to focus and do what and do what. And your job, like when it comes to your class, your files and everything, you must be on point. Then I was like, yeah, something I can do. Especially with my experimenting that I'm doing at school. But at that time, I didn't understand what I was supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Then I went, then we had this question, the questions that you needed to actually answer. But first, you start with your introduction, your biography. You send them your biography, and then after they read it, if they are satisfied, they will tell you, okay, yeah, we're satisfied. So now you can start answering the questions so that you can do a presentation. So in order for you to design the presentation for the National Teachers Award, you answer those questions and you answer them with pictures as evidence of what you're really doing in class. So you can't be lying and say,
Yeah.
I'm teaching kids how to fly, but
Where's the proof?
there's no evidence of kids in the sky. You understand? So it was like that. So I took pictures of myself because I normally take pictures at work.
Yeah.
So I had pictures. I just needed to add more pictures. And then now I was reading each question, matching it with pictures, and then reasoning with it, finding creative ways of expressing it to somebody who doesn't know what I'm doing, so that it can be interesting, so that
To them,
I can win,
yes.
because it's a competition.
Yes.
And I was good at doing that. Like maybe I was too good.
What, you're way too good.
Yeah, because I'm not bragging. I'm just being realistic.
Yeah.
Even now, I was the only person who created the website for a presentation.
Wow.
I didn't use a PowerPoint.
Sharp.
I
But
I was
check a link.
yeah. I just checked like no, not a link.
Okay.
I'll explain.
You'll explain it. Okay.
Yeah, I just checked what is expected of us, right?
Okay.
We're supposed to present, and then this and this and this, and then I was like, I'm an artistic person, so the way that I need to present, it should show all of my talents
Yeah.
and every skill that I'm sharing with these kids.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
2019 was the
Yeah.
first time when I met the CAT teachers and told them about the Adobe softwares that can create websites in a very easy way without you going to coding.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's how I learned coding. Now I understand coding because of working with pictures. Because with Adobe, at that time I was using Dreamweaver. Ne?
Okay.
2019, I was using Dreamweaver. When you're using Dreamweaver, you're working with pictures this side, and then this side it's coding. It's showing you like this is the layout of your website, the way you're putting pictures and all that. But in coding, this is how it works. When you're creating hyperlinks and everything, it's creating it this side with coding. So you're able to learn coding while you're still working with pictures.
I'm guessing the coding, those X, Y, the A's and the what part of the size.
Yes, equals
so
2
yes.
and then the
okay.
Yeah, all those.
Yeah.
So working with those, I learned how to use them by just working with pictures. Because if I want my title to be there and to be read, I go to Photoshop, I choose red, and then I put it to Dreamweaver, and then it's red, it's there.
Yeah.
When I make hyperlink, I choose it, I make hyperlink. But while I'm still doing that, the coding is still happening this side. So I'm learning how to code while I'm still doing.
So you taught yourself how to code?
Yeah.
Because I was about to ask you, Rana, did you study IT? Because you also assisting in terms of softwares, computers. So I was wondering, did you do CAD? Next, self-taught.
Yeah. Those kind of software, they can make you learn stuff. Because I have a busy brain. I sleep for 2 hours. Like, ask anybody, like, who knows me, they will tell you, I sleep for 2 hours. So, if I'm up...
What are you doing at that time? Yeah.
I'm being creative. Check my Facebook wall.
Yeah.
People say I have imaginary friends. And then I started owning it. And then I started saying, yeah, I have imaginary friends. I'm always busy. If I'm not painting, I'm on my computer making music. If I'm not making music, I'm editing a video. If I'm not editing a video, I'm creating cartoons. And my computer is always heating up. I'm using a server now.
Yeah.
Because my workload could not like be afforded by a normal computer. So I had to find a computer that can match with my workload. Yeah.
Wow. Guys, you still live with Queen Minaheng on Life at BFM with Msimane Khabe Blythe. Pudumo Teachers Month, guys. Guys, this month, we try to encourage you, our viewers and teachers out there, to hear from other teachers on how are they dealing with day-to-day challenges of just being a teachers, and how are they using their passions to improve the quality of education. And I like the fact that you having to use your creativeness, your passions, your talents, also ignites another child's passion and talent. Because they were not even thinking of dancing, of creating their own beats, creating their own music. But because now they have a teacher that's teaching them with those elements, now they become interested and they want to explore that side as well. So, big ups.
Can I share something?
Okay,
I just remembered now.
Yeah.
You know PKMZ? Have you heard about him?
Yes.
He's an albino DJ.
Yes.
You know who was his teacher?
No.
He was in my class. And I was the only teacher allowing him to use Fruit Loops and make beats while I'm teaching other kids the lessons. And the reason why I did that was because that boy is genius.
Wow.
That boy reminded me of myself when I was like in school. Because while I was still in school, there was a teacher who allowed me to be drawing while he was teaching.
Wow.
And I would know all the answers because
he understood that's how you learn.
And what I liked was he also used my method. When you are studying for tomorrow, make sure that you know for next week.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So if the lesson was chapter 5, right?
Yeah.
Today, and then it was almost the end of chapter 5. It was just in the middle. You go and finish chapter 5 so that tomorrow, when they finish it in class, you only get the touch-ups of the information, and
Yeah.
now you are justifying what you know.
Revising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't call it revising.
Okay.
I call it justifying, because
Why
now you
justifying?
know, because it's knowledge.
Because
You can't
you knew
revise
it,
knowledge.
you knew it before. Now you know it.
Yeah, now you justify it.
Now
it's
the
facing your
teacher's
way.
justifying that it is like that.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's why I say, when you're studying for tomorrow, make sure that you learn for next week. You're not going to finish only to the end of chapter 5.
Yeah.
You must also finish
Go
chapter 6
beyond
and
chapter
7,
5,
so that
yes.
next time when you are in class, you are only visiting to build your knowledge,
Wow.
not to learn stuff, because classes are not for learning. You learn by yourself.
Wow.
In class, you are there to build your wisdom. So that's what I believe all the time. That's why I always learn when I'm by myself, and then afterwards I'm there to justify things that I already understood, so that it's wisdom. I can teach them to the next person.
Wow. Last question for you.
Yeah.
Your take on inclusive learning. What is inclusive learning? Why?
Inclusive learning is going to Baratimia, learning sign language in 2 weeks, and being able to teach those kids, because that's what I did. And it's also forgetting about your talents, to use them for yourself and use them for others, because those other people, they are going to benefit you, your kids, and other people's kids, and the future, and God, because I think God wants us to actually learn from each other to that extent. So if you are not doing that, you are not holy. I wouldn't say
You're not
Christian or
working.
whatever,
You're not
but
working in your purpose.
yeah.
Because if it's in your purpose, then you'll understand that whatever feelings on, they're not just for you. They are for everyone. You're supposed to be sharing your talents with everyone, so that everyone can benefit what the talent entail. Hence, we are given different talents. Guys, you're still live with Criminal Hang on Life at BFN with Musman Khabe, Blythe Budumo. Word of encouragement to the teachers out there.
My words of encouragement to teachers out there is, you are doing the most incredible job that I always underestimated before I became a teacher, and that I highly respect. But let me not say this. But anyways, teachers, keep doing your job, like keep doing your work, be inspired to help the kids, because if you are helping the future, you are changing a whole lot of problems that we already have. There are no jobs now because of the system that didn't understand how to teach a child. Because I think some people are going to get angry at me for saying this. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
But we have so many science learners,
yes,
and mathematics learners, but we don't have business people.
Yeah.
And we need business. We need to run businesses.
Yeah.
Our country is suffering business-wise,
Yeah.
economically, because these people are so products of private companies that are not benefiting them at all. They are not benefiting the government as scientists, because we don't even have a space station in South Africa. So why are you so good with your science, bruh? Try to be good with business, and try to adjust the child's knowledge of mathematics to become an accountant or a business person, so that they can benefit the whole country.
Yeah.
Stop laughing at kids when they are doing economics.
Yeah.
It's serious.
Or maths lit.
Or maths lit, because they are going to be our cooks at some point. They are
Or
going to be part.
yes.
They are going to be part of our fashion designers, and those people are artists as well.
Yeah.
And if there's an artist who have studied consumer studies, that artist is going to be rich. I'm an artist who couldn't study that. I was exposed to business studies when I was in grade 12, because I was doing sciences, and then I started waking up in matric, like science.
That sounds familiar.
So I chose to go to business studies, and then even when I was studying art, I got to business studies. So teachers, please do your job, like save the future, make kids learn business. I know you are a math teacher, you are a science teacher, and you love your math and science as the subject that you teach at work, but come on, those kids who cannot function in that class, in your school, inspire them to do other things that will make them rich people, so that they can run the economy otherwise, because we are losing. Yeah, we need agriculture scientists.
Yes.
We don't need doctors all the time.
Yeah.
Because we saw even
there's
during
already
that,
800 doctors which are unemployed. I mean,
and the COVID thing made us aware that these doctors are not taught how to save us. They are taught how to sell us medicine. So let's teach our doctors how to save us, not how to become medical specialists. They should learn how to do operations. They need to know how to operate my eyes so that I don't buy these glasses. You understand? I'm not saying those people are bad, but I'm saying they should be more of what they are.
Yeah.
So let's build our future like that.
You're still live with Queen Minaheng on Life at BFM with Msman Khabe Blythe. Kudumo, I recall the show, Riri. We have enough employees. We need more employers. So please, as teachers, let's encourage Bana. Or if sharp, we get that you want to be whoever you want to be, whatever career path you want to take. But let's direct that towards entrepreneurship so that you self can employ other people. We forgot the unemployment rate more South Africa. And with that, I'd like to say thank you so much for honoring our invitation. And personally, I got to learn a lot from Wena and from your experience. I hope our viewers as well, they get to learn something as well. So thank you so much. I wish you all the luck. Mara, you don't even need the luck. Keep on doing whatever unto yeza. Thank you.
Thank you.